All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Warakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well, including you men who may not be teachers or prophets, to you women and children also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. All right. So I'm going to name this lesson, Keep a Clean Name in a Polluted World. And what I mean by that, because we understand we're not perfect in this flesh. And we understand, you have backbiters. People can lie on you. People can speak ill of you, and it may not even be true. But what I'm speaking of, things that you do in this world, your actions, how you walk, how you carry yourself, how you portray yourself, how others see you, all right? You want to make sure that you keep a clean name in a polluted world, because we're surrounded by those who would love to just point the finger and, find reasons to convict you, all because of our beliefs, okay? So let's go to the book to set this lesson off. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. So really, this verse, it speaks multiple things. But two things that stick out to me when I read this. It says a good name is better than precious ointment. That shows you the importance of having a good name, a good reputation, not a reputation in a sense of you care about what others think about you, not a reputation as in you're trying to be known for being the first to bring out this word or this lesson. You trying to be known for bringing out deep breakdowns. That's not what I'm speaking of. You want to have a good name. You want your reputation to carry in a sense of, even when you're at work, if you're at work, as much as you don't want to be there, just do your job, man. You know what I'm saying? Do your job to the best of your ability, as if you're doing it for the Lord. Keep a clean name in a polluted world, because people, they'll already have reasons, to throw dirt at your name. So we have to, do the best that we can to keep a clean name, so that others, when they look at you, if somebody has something bad to say, they may scratch their head like, I don't see that from this person. Just like with you women, you don't want to be known for being passed around from man to man. Men, they like to brag. They see that as a trophy, how many numbers they can collect, how many bodies they can conquer. And they'll gossip around their boys. And you might be with the next man, and you might love this man. And you may come to a point where you don't live like that no more. But you have people who are still holding on to your old self because of the name that the history that comes up with that name or that face. So we have to do our best, now that we're awakened to this truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that we don't give the world reasons to, have ammunition. Okay? They already have ammunition in a sense of they look at us like we're crazy, and they have the majority carnally, but we have the majority spiritually. There's more with us than with them. Nevertheless, when you're in the minimal, when you're in the group of lesser number, you're looked at as crazy. So don't give people ammo, to speak against you, because you know who that reflects on. That reflects on Yahweh Shai. All right? So we have to carry a good name while we're in this world. We want to have a good legacy, We don't want to be like a lot of those Northern Kingdom kings who were just wicked as hell, man. And that be our story in this carnal life. No, you want to have a legacy where, at one time you were in darkness, but then you woke up to this marvelous light and you served your Lord until death or deliverance. Not, you go to work, you're lazy, you can't get a woman, so now you just going around abusing women because you have a problem getting women. You having a short paycheck, so now you at the grocery store shoplifting. Some stupid stuff, man. Got to keep a good name in a polluted world. All right. And it says here, in the day of death, than the day of one's birth. Now, what would that mean? See, this already shows you, first of all, your birthday is only one day. You're born one time. Okay? The scriptures tell you that the day of death than the day of one's birth is better. Because, see, when you're here in this world, the wicked run it. The wicked rule. We're in these earthly bodies that break down. They're weak. Okay? You can have a woman, she can break your heart. You can have a so-called brother, he can, overthrow you somehow or plot on you. Like, there's a lot of wickedness here, man. You might feel tired. You may feel like your body needs to catch up on rest. But you know what? You got to take your butt to work or you ain't going to have a job. But guess what? This is our first job, being in this truth. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai gives us the energy to get through our day. Even when we feel like, man, how am I going to get through this day? I don't know if I'm going to make it. Man, look, the Lord gets you through every time, man. And as of right now, we're in these bodies of death. So when the Lord delivers us, it's going to be a beautiful thing to not be in this world no more. This world sees death as sad. The only thing sad about death to me, if you really love somebody's company and knowing that for the rest of your carnation, the rest of your time in this flesh, you won't be able to see them again, that can hurt, man. Of course, that will hurt. But nevertheless, nobody really dies. But when you leave these bodies, you're not in pain no more. You're at rest. So this verse speaks two things. But the main focus I want to speak on, keep a good name in a polluted world. Let's go to the book of Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 15 and verse 16. He had set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death. Whether him like it shall be given him. So the kind of person you are is going to show in your actions. You have choices set before you. So seeing that in this wicked world, most people, when opportunity is given to do the wrong thing, but if they see it as a benefit, they'll do it. We want to make sure that, look, we don't do like the rest of the world, man. Like, for example, you might have a job, and at your job, let's say, it might be a bad example, but it's an example nevertheless. You might have a job, and at this job, they might make plastic cups, and they have these cups at an abundance. But somehow, some way, you sought out a way to be able to sneak, 6, 7 cups home at night. Like, come on, man. First of all, if you get caught, you're going to look bad. And then for those who know what you're involved in, you're going to make the ministry look bad, which and then makes Yahweh Shai look bad because you're representing him. So even on a bigger level, when it comes to how we walk in this truth, we know not to commit adultery. We know not to covet. We know not to lie on somebody's name. So don't do those things, you know, because before man is life and death. And however person you are, you're going to choose that option. All right. There's a scripture that comes in mind, the Apocrypha. Let me see here. It's not letting me click on it right now. Try to blow it up. Okay, I knew it was in the same chapter. Ecclesiasticus 15 and verse 6. Well, I didn't know, but I kind of felt it was somewhere close. But Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus chapter 15 and verse 6. He shall find joy in a crown of gladness, and she shall cause him to inherit an everlasting name. So when you walk according to the scriptures, all right, you're on the path of having an everlasting name. That everlasting name is going to follow you not only throughout this world, but in the world to come. When this world goes down and the next age is set up, your name is still going to follow you. Your reputation is still going to follow you. When you go to Daniel's 12, chapter 2, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. So when we get those spiritual bodies, all right, we're going to be shining, just like in that movie. I forget the name of the movie, but the character's name was Bruce Leroy. Something Dragon. You know, it was an old school movie. I used to watch it back in the day. But there was a scene, I think he was about to, he was fighting Shona or something like that, whatever the guy's name is. Guy used to remind me of Busta Rhymes when Busta Rhymes had dreadlocks. But anyways, but he had this scene where he was fighting Shona, I think that's his name. But his body lit up. He had this aura around him. Well, that's how we are going to be in the kingdom. Okay? But, you know, surpassing that, we're going to have to humble our glory just for the heathen to glance at us when we're whooping that ass. All right? And they that be wise shall shine. And, you know, Jake always talking about shining in their music. You know, in rap music today, Jake be like, I'm shining. Back when I did music, I had lyrics. I'd be talking about, you know, shining and all that. That's in our spirit. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And you're going to be as the stars forever and ever because you're going to have an everlasting name. All right, so you want to make sure, going back to verse 16, he had set fire and water before thee, stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and whether him like it shall be given him. So make sure whatever you're doing, you do the right thing, man. You want to have the mentality of, you know what, I'm trying to have that everlasting name. Not being put to shame, but having a, you know, a reputable name in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because that's who we're representing. Ecclesiasticus 41 and 11. The mourning of men is about their bodies, but an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. So sinners ain't gonna have an everlasting name. Like all these rappers who are getting killed, like in this world, man, they having sex with all these different women, man. They seem to be living it up, having the ball. but their name is not going to follow them into the kingdom. Their whole reputation, Michael Jackson, Prince, all right, Whitney Houston, the Jacka, Mac Dre, Eazy-E, I mean, the list goes on and on, man. Their name is going to be blotted out. We're not going to be in the kingdom of heaven talking about, dang, Kanye, remember that album you dropped in the last world, man? That shit was fire. No, we ain't going to be speaking of that shit, man. But we are going to bring up moments when brothers had to endure, when brothers had the world looking at them like they were foolish, and they held on tight to their faith, when everybody didn't want to listen to them, when everybody overlooked them. That name is going to follow them, man. All right? That reputation is going to follow them, because a good name is better than precious ointment. Okay? And the day of death than the day of one's birth. It even says the mourning of men is about their bodies. When you're alive, you got to deal with these earthly bodies, man. But to not be in these bodies, you're at peace. But nevertheless, we need to be here to do this work. Okay? I'm going to end it with this here. Okay? It's highly important we don't walk around like these niggas out here. Yeah, we the same race of people, but in the spirit, we ain't the same people. Proverbs 15:30. The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat. So you want to have a good report. And if somebody speaks ill of you, the Lord gonna deal with them. But I'm speaking of things you can control in your day-to-day life, man. Don't be out here just recklessly popping women, man. Getting women pregnant. You not being responsible. Don't be out here, you got a decent paying job, but you showing up late, end up losing a job, and you keep having these excuses. Oh, this captivity, man. Yeah, we all in captivity. But you need to live your life as if, even when you're working for Esau, you're doing it for the Lord, because that's who we represent. One thing that should motivate you when you go to work, and that sucks that we have to go to work, man. It sucks. But knowing that you have the ability, the Lord gave you the physical ability to be able to do your job. Which shows what? You have good health, or at least good enough health. All right? When you're out, in your day-to-day, let's say you get pulled over by the cops. You roll your window down or whatever. Don't be in the cop's face. You fucking devil. You going in the fucking slate. How dare you pull? No, man. It's like, hey, officer, how you doing? And whenever he's explaining, he asks for your ID. Okay, I'm gonna reach for my ID. Is that okay? Like, don't be no scumbag, man. You gotta have a good name. See, when you come out the world, you gotta let certain things go. You gotta let certain things go, man. We gotta have a good report in our day-to-day as much as possible, man. Now, there's gonna be times we slip. There's gonna be times you may even react and you look crazy because you couldn't hold in your emotion. Moments can come. But overall, you need to do your best. We need to do our best to keep ourselves in subjection and keeping a good name in a polluted world, seeing these people are doing the worst out here. People having orgies, committing adultery, serving Satan up front, drinking blood and piss and all this to have fame and fortune, sacrificing people they love to Baal for fame and fortune. Like, come on, man. We got to live separately from this world. And a lot of men, which is crazy to say, there's men who's been in this truth longer than me who are just now starting to really separate. Because there'll be stories that certain men may say, and it's like, man, I mean, not bragging or boasting, but man, you should have been on that, man. But anyway, we got to keep a good name. I'm going to close it there. All praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Warakakadash. Shalom.